this is Scoozy, back with a brand new episode of Help Me Survive Minecraft. And here we are in our storage room today with Buzzy Pickle. I'm here because I was just making some books. As you may recall, last episode we were working on our secret mystical Enderman underground library. And if you aren't aware of that, let me take you down and give you a quick tour. So inside of our barn, we have the secret entrance down into our enchanting room. And we have all of these enchanted books, like a lot of enchanted books. And I need a better place to store them than just sitting here crowding up our enchantment room. We are not enchanted book hoarders. So through our nether portal here, I have kind of a crude passageway, sorry, mind the noise there, down into our Enderman library. And last episode, I finished up doing all of these item streams. It took forever. And now, as you can see, we have items running through them. So the basic premise is this library, it was built by past Minecraft players so that they could pursue the knowledge surrounding Enderman and figure out the mysteries of why they're always stealing our grass. So basically, I wanted these item streams to carry around ender pearls and enchanted books, just to give this illusion that this is a bustling center of knowledge and then, I don't know, whatever you kind of like want to draw from that. But we built the streams, and then after the episode, I went back and connected the end of the last item stream right here into the item elevator, like that. And then at the very top of these stairs, what I've done is I've connected the top of the item elevator back into a sorting system, which will, you know, separate back the... I'm going to have to, just a second, turn that sound down. There we go. So in here, the top of the item elevator is down that way. And as you can see, it just shoots all the items down into this hopper chain. And then we have a sorting system that takes out the ender pearls, loads them in here, and then dispenses them at regular intervals back out into the start of the water stream. This other one here is for end rods, but something has happened. I'm not entirely sure what. I've put about 4 stacks of end rods into this system, and now it appears as though we don't really have any. There's a couple of pinch points down below where I think it's possible that they're despawning while waiting for an endless supply of books and ender pearls to filter through a hopper. Which is okay. I mean, I wanted them in there mostly for the lighting effect of seeing them zip by lit up. But with the end rods that are in the back of every one of these streams, it makes it a little difficult to see them anyways. So I guess it's not really a terrible thing that they have disappeared, except for the fact that it's a lot of resources gone. And then this last one here filters out slime balls, because as we were digging out the space for our library, we kind of encroached upon the collection system from our slime farm. And so now the slime balls, they get picked up on like the bottom row of the water streams, fed through the system. So the only place you'll really ever see them is coming up occasionally through this center item elevator. And then they get filtered out at the top here and sent that way, where they're brought up to the surface into a collection chest. And everything that is not ender pearl, end rod, or slime ball goes into the last one here, and that's obviously only going to be enchanted books. So the enchanted books, they get dispensed out, and then this thing, which I guess we don't really need to have running since we don't have any end rods. Well, we'll just leave it for now. Yeah, so that's what we've been up to for a long time. it took a bunch of work, a lot of digging, and then just kind of some problem solving for the item sorting system, but it's all done now. And really all that's left to do in this library is some aesthetic things. What I want to do is break up this pattern in the wall a bit by adding some support pillars, floor to ceiling, and I've kind of worked on a few options for those, and I think I'm going to go with something similar to this central area with the dark oak and bookcases. So I've made up some bookcases here. I'm going to make more, and then I'm going to collect up some resources, and when I have it all ready to go, I'll come back and show you my design idea. All right, back in a few. Okay, I'm back. So I did a little bit of work here. Replaced the floor with the gray hardened clay. You can tell by its gray color. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah, this is the gray hardened clay. It goes well with the dark oak. And I wanted to use dark oak because it matches what we have up there. And I think it looks nice with the gray of the stone. And then you get your pop of color from the bookcases. And this was one attempt. I don't know, it uses a lot less bookcases, which is good because I don't have a whole lot on me at the moment. But this one just looks better. There's a little more detail. You get to see more books because you can see them from two sides. And obviously there's twice the stacks. So yeah, I think that's going to be good. It'll be a lot taller than this. It's going to go all the way to the ceiling, but these trim pieces I'm going to put about every 5 levels. And the reason for that is that platform up there is at about 15 levels from the bottom, and I want the staircase from the entrance connecting to some sort of setup like this, so it'd be nice if it just fit in at the right level. So that's a little bit of the logic behind that. I was originally considering putting them in the centers, but I think the corner looks a little better. And if you look up at our central island, we have the most room in the corners. In the centers on the wall, we only have about 4 or 5 blocks till we hit the island. So yeah, I think the corners are going to work out well. So what I'm going to do is spend some time breeding cows, making bookcases, and finishing these corner towers. And once I have those done, I'll bring you back for the next step. Okay, we're back. So, I did a bunch of cow breeding. I bred cows overnight and into the next day, and finally got enough bookcases. Well, almost enough. But enough to do the corner towers anyway. So I'm going to go down and I'll show you what we have done now. Okay, so there they are. And I've also started doing these archways because the centers of the walls looked a little bare. So I think I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 of these archways. We'll see how it looks once I have the second one in, and I might change my mind. My other thought was maybe I will do one that goes downwards to make this into almost like a diamond shape. But I don't know. We'll see as this progresses a bit what the right course of action is. But I had a little bit of frustrations yesterday. I had put this in here, and then I wanted to work on this one. So I ender pearled, and I think I was from the ground up. And so ender pearled to here, and then I went to throw one up there to get up on here. And it put me in the wall, which, you know, it happens. It's happened to me before. But normally you can just like throw another ender pearl to get out or whatever. And I was building, so I didn't have a pick on my hotbar. And by the time I opened my inventory, put my pick on my hotbar, and then went to use it, I don't know. I don't know if it wasn't breaking the blocks or if I just didn't get out fast enough, but I died inside the wall. So I respawned and I came down here hoping to find my stuff. Couldn't find it. I dug around behind the wall and behind this wall to see if it was in behind. and it wasn't. Um, so then I was like, well, maybe it got picked up in the item streams, and I can go up and just take it out of the sorting system. But alas, that was also not the case. So I lost a full set of gear, everything I had on me, and yeah, then I spent some time um, putting it all back together, enchanting, getting the books, all that kind of stuff. So that was a little bit of a setback, but I'm not going to let it deter me. Um, so basically, what I will do, I just wanted to come back and kind of get back into the headspace of what I'm working on because after the Ender Pearl incident, I took some time away, and I just want to make sure we're all back on the same page, even though for you it's been like 30 seconds. So I'm gonna go grab some more logs, and I'm gonna get going on these arches. And once I have them in, and then I'll do the next layer, and then we'll come back and take a look at it together. Okay, back in a second. All right, I'm back. I got all 4 of the archways done up at top. I also did the 4 on the floor. I'll take you down there and show you. Yeah. So, my big debate that I'm having in my head right now is, do I do one that comes down this way, or do I do the middle one going up the same way as all the rest? The next set, I guess, I could do 2 more. I could do one here, and then one on this level here. See, these are the dilemmas that I have. I don't know what'll look best, and I guess I could do them both and compare, but it takes a lot of time and effort to get up there and get these arches then. So I don't know. If I do one that goes down, I don't think it's gonna be like, my idea was just to have like almost like a diamond pattern, one here, and then the bottom of this one would meet up with the top of this one. But yeah, I don't think that's actually going to reach, so maybe I'll just stick in the same direction. And one thing I should point out here too is this staircase has to be changed. Initially it was stone, and the stone blended in too much with the wall. But now that I have all this dark oak as the contrast to the wall color, the dark oak staircase now blends in. So I may have to turn it back to stone to try to make it disappear, and then that'll really bring out the detail of the archways and the corner pillars and all the wood in the center. And then basically the stone will hopefully just recede into the background. And the only thing you'll really notice when you walk in here is the water, all of the items whizzing around, and all the details like the books and archways. So that's what I might do. I might swap all of this out for stone brick stairs. So I guess that's the last couple steps down here are to finish the archways. I still have to figure out what I'm going to do with this center area. And then the interior of this area should be done. Oh yeah, I guess I should also do the ceiling. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I can't leave it as just smooth stone. I don't know if it should be like stalagmites, like it was a natural cave that they then built in, or if I should do like some sort of a pattern, or maybe I want to just mimic the gray hardened clay from the floor up on the ceiling. These are all possibilities, and I'm not sure which one I'll choose yet, but I'll think about it as I plug away on the arches, and then I'll bring you back and tell you what I've decided. All right? See you in a second. Okay, I'm back. I have all the archways done. So yeah, I kind of like the way it looks. Just ignore the fact that this central island is not centered in the room, and that was because of the staircase and the fact that it is only on 3 sides and not 4. I don't know. In the very beginning, when I was laying out the central tower, it seemed to make sense to center it between the staircase and the wall, and not the two walls. And it looked fine up until the very end when the pillars were done and then all of these archways were put in. It looks a little off now, but obviously it would take so much work to like go back and recenter this that I'm gonna leave it. It's ancient. Well, the library is supposed to be like an ancient kind of fill into a like an old cave. Okay. So I don't mind, I guess, that it's a little off-centered. Um, I just really like the way it looks. Put a lot of work into this, so um, yeah. I guess I'm just happy that it's basically done. And one thing I have noticed is that the items slowly over time are disappearing out of the system, and I'm not entirely sure why that's happening. Um, the trip from the top to the bottom takes more than 5 minutes, but there is a system in place in behind this pillar that pulls the items into a hopper, and then spits them back out into the water stream, which should refresh the like lifespan of the entity. Um, and I mean, obviously it does because there are still items going through the system. But why they're not staying at the same level, I'm not entirely sure. Um, if anybody has any idea why that might happen, please leave a comment down below, and I will try to troubleshoot it and get it fixed. Um, as far as what's left to do in here, we have to do the ceiling. Oh, I also did the floor. I put a layer of light gray glass over everything so that it's not spawnable. That way I didn't have to light it up. So I need a couple more bookcases to finish this top layer off. That won't take me any time at all. Then we need to put a ceiling in. Um, right now I'm leaning towards mirroring the floor, so just gray, like gray hardened clay, replacing the stone. I think that'll look good with the wood and just kind of symmetry mirror image the top and the bottom. Um, Other than that, I need to work out this entrance area from the nether portal up around the corner there down to here. Stylize it and get it all situated. But for right now, I think I'm going to call it an episode. I've been working on this library for basically 3 days straight now. Um, just getting the supplies together for all the bookcases and then building everything. Then we had that death by ender pearl wall suffocation, which kind of frustrated me, and then all the time it spent in the end, you know, re-gearing. So I'm going to take a little break from this now, and I'm going to call it an episode. And then I think what I'm going to do, sorry for that, that noise. In between episodes, I think what I'm going to do is work on a system over here for the villagers, to get rid of the villagers that I don't want, that I have no use for, so that we can make way for some more useful villagers. Like right now, I have just a ton of cartographers, which I'll have no use for. Way too many clerics. There's nitwits in here. We obviously don't need those. Yeah, so I'm going to try to find a way to easily collect and purge unwanted villagers so that we have room for more guys like this guy who's got a mending book for 18 emeralds, and his friend back here who has one for 10 emeralds, which is pretty sweet. Get out of the way, leatherworker. Um, yeah, this guy has a 10 emerald mending book, which is pretty awesome, but I'd like to get some more librarians. I want to find like a Feather Falling 4 book, and Silk Touch. Those are probably my top, I guess, wish list books at the moment. I use them to re-gear. Anytime I lose my gear, I need Feather Falling 4. A Protection 4 book would be good too, but Protection 3 is usually easy enough to get from other methods than combining them. You can get your Protection 4. Unbreaking I use a lot, but again, that's pretty easy to get. So yeah, right now at the moment it's Silk Touch and Feather Falling 4. So that's what I'm going to do in between episodes to just kind of take a break from the library. And if any of it turns out to be that interesting, I will definitely record some and share it with you. But if not, then next episode we'll be back doing something else. So if you made it here to the end of the episode, thank you very much. I appreciate everybody who watches. I want to thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. And if you liked the video, don't forget to thumb wrestle that like button so I know that I'm on the right track. And if you're new here and you want to see more of this kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe to not miss anything in the future. Yeah, so this is Scoozy, and until next time, I guess all that's left to say is peace!